being swept under the carpet and nobody's calling it out. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to call it out. John Fury is a disgrace. What he's doing is bringing boxing into disrepute. It's disgusting and terrible that people will be watching this fight, the biggest fight in years.
Carl Froch and John Fury seem to have an unspoken agreement to always engage in a back and forth before or after every Tyson Fury fight. This time, with John Fury remaining largely silent, it's Carl Froch who has fired the first shot. Froch has called out John Fury for his unusual silence following his son's loss, claiming that the fighting man isn't typically this quiet.
Conference, and there's been one thing missing in the build-up. Big John Fury, the fighting man, 100 on the hard road. That man has gone.
Interestingly, Carl Froch labeled Tyson Fury a disgrace to British boxing, calling him an incompetent fighter who, despite his height and weight advantage, still fell victim to a cruiserweight. Froch, alongside his training partner Tony Bellew, couldn't resist trolling Fury. Tyson Fury had previously claimed that he would destroy everyone in the world if he were as tall and powerful as Fury, implying that the heavyweight champion's performance falls well below the standards expected at his level.
And 6'9". I've told you what I'd do. I'd fucking invade Russia. But I'm not that big and I'm not that heavy. So, like, I don't know if I could ever lose if I was that big.
Former super middleweight world champion Carl Froch was ringside and stated on his YouTube channel that the right man won.
You could have never said that Fury won that fight. So there's no complaints other than Bricktop at ringside. But like I said, he's got one eye on the prize, hasn't he? But let's be honest.
Froch went on to reveal that he scored the fight the same as all three judges. It was a close fight. It ebbed and flowed a bit in the beginning, from round 1 until about round 6 or 7. The fight was pretty even. I was scoring it round by round, 1 for Tyson, 1 for Usyk. There were rounds 3, 4, and 5 where I couldn't really split them. It was very close. The turning point came probably from rounds 6 to 7, when Usyk started to get closer as Tyson began to tire, which I thought would happen. There was nothing in it, but the eye-catching shots definitely came from Usyk. I heard Frank Warren at ringside complaining that it was a robbery, but he's probably watching it through emotional glasses, thinking Tyson won and that they'll get a trilogy. The bottom line is, Oleksandr Usyk won the fight on my scorecard, the same as the judges, by 4 or 5 rounds.
And Usyk did the job this evening, got the win and retained his titles in what was a pretty intriguing fight that kind of had you sitting there watching with you. I wasn't mesmerised, but I was interested for every.
John Fury should be aware that his son has embarrassed the entire British boxing community. For this criticism, John Fury may eventually break his silence. While he might stay quiet before and after his son's fights, it's unlikely he will remain silent for long after taking shots like this.
Usyk worked, but the eye-catching shots ultimately came from Oleksandr Usyk, who is a different class in here. He's just a class above, because when you consider the weight and size.
Shire boxing legend Carl Froch has advised Tyson Fury to consider distancing his father from the team as he intensifies training for the highly anticipated bout with Oleksandr Usyk. This advice comes after John Fury, Tyson's dad, attracted negative attention for his disruptive behavior at the recent Tommy Fury versus Darren Till press event. What started as a respectful exchange between Tommy and Till took a turn when John began squirting water at Till, sparking a fracas that required security intervention to separate the two fighters.
Tyson probably knows that actually, listen, Dad, you've got your best intentions at heart. You want me to win, you want me to do the business, but do me a favour.
In an interview with Action Network, Froch criticized Fury Sr.'s behavior, calling it pathetic and childish for a grown man.
Fury just sits back, keeps his mouth shut, watches his son and wills him on to win. Maybe he's in the camp, maybe he's helping him and just keeping the distance and letting the real trainers do the job. But yeah, no Big John Fury, I missed him. Where's John? Where's Big John?
He pointed out that while Darren Till was vocal, the focus should have been on Till and Tommy Fury, not on Big John Fury. Froch added, "At the end of the day, John Fury, the so-called fighting man, is just looking for attention. He's a man who's never really achieved anything. His son, Tyson Fury, is obviously a top fighter, and we all know what he's capable of. Yes, Tyson just lost to Oleksandr Usyk, but honestly, I don't pay attention to him.
And the fact that Tony Bellew and Carl Froch didn't make any money out of the game is obviously hurtful to them. And I'm making the biggest bags that's ever.
Talk of pushing John Fury out of Tyson's corner grew louder as Tyson prepared for his eagerly awaited rematch against Usyk. Following his first professional loss to the Ukrainian in May, Fury was determined to even the score. When asked about his strategy for the upcoming fight, Tyson emphasized that he wouldn't be making any major changes to his approach or team. "Not much time," he said. "I know what I've got to do. Nothing drastic. People can say, I want to change trainers, or I'll blame it on my conditioning coach, or I'll blame it on the cook, or the mouse next door. Same team, same everything. I know what I've got to do." Former cruiserweight world champion and Carl Froch's friend, Tony Bellew, closely watched the fight and, heading into the final round, revealed that he had Usyk ahead. "I have him ahead 6-5 after 11 rounds, Bellew said. "There were some close rounds, but I can't see how he's losing this. He's pressing the fight and outlanding Tyson Fury." Bellew noted that everything was still up for grabs and that a knockdown could win the fight for Fury. He then scored the final round as 10-10, making Usyk a 115-114 winner on his card. "Great last round, and I couldn't separate them. Brilliant chess match," he added. "I fuck Usyk, but no one can complain either way. Honestly, this isn't a robbery. Both fought their hearts out, and I just feel Usyk has done enough, outlanding Fury and pressing the fight." While he agreed with the outcome, Bellew felt that all three judges scoring it 116-112 was too wide. "I did have him winning," Bellew continued. "I understand why. It's the pressure and consistency of his work rate that just takes rounds." Tyson Fury is a warrior who deserves so much respect for going back in with him. Months ago, Fury had clashed with both Bellew and Froch after Carl Froch criticized Tyson Fury for avoiding Oleksandr Usyk to face the former UFC World Heavyweight Champion. However, former World Boxing Council Heavyweight Champion Tyson Fury responded to the criticism of his decision to face the UFC star in a 10-round non-title bout in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, on October 28th. Prior to the fight, it was clear that the 35-year-old Brit was showing more interest in facing the former UFC heavyweight champion, Francis Ngannou, than fighting the undisputed world heavyweight champion, Oleksandr Usyk, despite Usyk being a former World Boxing Association, World Boxing Organization, and International Boxing Federation heavyweight champion. The two retired former world champions who were particularly vocal about their dismay over Tyson Fury's decision were Carl Froch and Tony Bellew. Their comments didn't sit well with the self-styled Gypsy King, who hit back with harsh words. "See these damn balls.